I went back to frozen coffee because doing these videos drunk, though funny and a tad fun, was not a smart idea. Okay, so I made a video a while back, not that while back, but I'd say a few videos ago, of romance tropes I fucking can't stand, that I can't hate. So I thought, yeah, let's not be defined by all the things we hate, and let's, talk about the things we love as well. And so this video is all the romance tropes that I absolutely love. And so there's a lot. All I did was write the tropes down. I forgot to write down examples of those tropes. So we're winging it as per usual. Okay, so we're going to start with my all-time absolute favorite trope that I have loved for forever, before I even realized there was a name for it. I loved it since high school, middle school, when I was reading books I probably shouldn't have been reading. I love dark romance. I absolutely love it. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes the things I like get some side eye. When it comes to dark romance, I just there are avenues I don't go down, and there are avenues and streets in which I have built fucking whole buildings on. Where I stay, where I live and breathe and want to be buried. So I don't love all dark romance. I'm very particular about my dark romance, and I think a lot of people are too. I don't know anyone that loves all dark. Actually, I do. I think a friend of mine, she can read anything. But anyway, yes, number one romance trope, dark romance. Absolutely fucking love it. Let me see if I can think of an example, or at least a fanfic example. Okay. Oh wow, this fic. Okay. There is a Steric fic in which Derek is going around avenging his family's murders, and it's pretty much out in the open that he's serial killing the people that killed his family. He's Styles knows it, and Scott brings it to his attention, and Styles pretty much is just not even pretty much, just full on just goes, I don't care. I don't care. He's only hurting the people who hurt him, and if it helps him heal, I don't care. I still love him. I still want to be with him. What are you telling me this for? Because I don't give a fuck. And Scott is just blown away by that. He's just kind of so you're comfortable being in love with and having a relationship with a serial killer? And Styles is like, yes, get out of my house now. Thank you. That's, and I love that fic. There's a Stucky fic like that as well, in which, before Steve even got the serum, he and Bucky were vigilantes in the 30s, in the 40s, before they joined the army, murdering people, but they were murdering racists and wife abusers and homophobes. They were just cleaning out New York, the two of them together. They got the serum. They ended up living for, the next 70 some odd years into the present, and they were still doing the same fucking thing. And Bucky was starting to get tired of it, and he's just like, I want to settle down. I want us to stop this and settle down and, build a life together. And Steve's like, okay, I can do that with you, but we have to do one more thing, one more time. And he's just like, what? And Steve wanted to go after Hydra because they hurt Bucky. And he's just like, I want all of them dead. I want absolutely every last one of them dead. So Steve and Bucky were basically serial killers from the 30s to the present, and then lived happily ever after on a farm afterwards. And I love that thing. I love it. And not all my dark romance has to include, you know, multiple murders, but that should sort of give you an idea of what I like as far as dark fanfic. I think a subgenre, or you know, a subset of that I also enjoy is like dark angst. And what I mean by that is, I'll give you another example of a fanfic that I absolutely love, that I think is it's super angsty, it's dark in tone, but it's not dark. The story doesn't take a brutal, violent, or dubious kind of plot, but it is super angsty, and the angst in it is very dark in tone. And that is, I think it's called, I will forever and always for the rest of my life love this fic, and I think it's called The Price. Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite fanfics. It's a hysteric fanfic. This overwhelming darkness, this, you know, dark magic, this badness is just, it's the reason why Beacon Hills is just always plagued with like murder and violence and these horrible supernatural creatures that just, you know, terrorize the town. And it's just becoming so too much. And like, you know, the pack, because they're you know, Styles, Lydia, Derek, Scott, all of them, Boyd, I was about to say Veronica, Boyd, Erica, Jackson, Isaac, all of them, the whole pack, they're crumbling, they're falling apart. They can't emotionally handle this anymore, because they're the only ones that can like really deal with this. But they're still fucking teenagers, and it's tiring. Even if they weren't teenagers, like, it's just, you know, they can't breathe. They don't have a second to just be regular, normal humans, and because they're constantly fighting some evilness that's just, you know, and trying to save everyone, and it's just taking its toll. Like, they've just got trauma and PTSD at the ass. And Styles finds this all-powerful witch who can help them, but the witch is just like, you can't get rid of something without giving something. And so her whole thing is, the dark cloud, the horribleness, the evil entity that is engulfing this town. It's pretty much like, what is that town in Buffy? Is it Sunnydale or Sunnydale? I think it's Sunnydale. And how Sunnydale's like built on like a hellmouth or something like that. That's pretty much like what Beacon Hills is or becoming. And so she's just kind of like, I can get rid of this. I can give you guys back some stability and normalcy, and, you know, help you get on with your lives and not have to deal with like the darkness that holds this fucking town. However, I need something in return. I need something as strong as the evil that holds this town, in order to balance things out. And so they just don't know what to do or what to give, but Styles immediately knows, and he tells her, take it. That's all he says. He just says, take it. And, you know, her being a witch and her being intuitive and magical, she knows exactly what he means. And so she's like, okay, are you sure? And he's just like, yes, take it. So she takes something from him. And not physically, but, you know, everyone knows that Styles gave something up to her, and they just don't know what it is. Like, they're all standing in this room, and they're just kind of like, and then all the evilness and all the horror and all that is just gone, and they're just like, Styles gave her something, we just don't know what it is. And no one really bothered to ask. Months go by, they're all like living their carefree lives and moving on and everything, and they're all having dinner together one day, and Styles accidentally mentions that he used to be in love with Derek. And Derek's like, the fuck? Like, the whole room fucking stops. And they're just like, what? And then Lydia, in her infinite wisdom, is just kind of like, she immediately figures it out. She goes, oh my God, that's the thing you gave up in order to save this town. Styles gave up his love, how much he loved Derek. Secretly, by the way. Secretly, because Derek didn't know this. He gave up how much he loved Derek in order to save the town. So basically, Styles' love for Derek is holding this town together. And Derek is upset because it turns out Derek's been in love with Styles this whole fucking time. And he didn't know. And now he finds out like this. And Styles' love for Derek is so fucking strong and powerful. It's holding this fucking town together. And Derek is just like, holy shit. And I can't ask for it back, because then the whole town crumbles. And, you know, my whole pack, my whole family and friends that I've built with these people, with these fucking teenagers, will fall apart again too. Like, because they need it just as much as everyone else in the town. And I need it. And I can't get Styles' love for me back, because it's literally saving everyone. That's how much Styles loves me. And so Derek becomes depressed, and he becomes so depressed that he just wants Styles so badly that he'll take whatever he can get from Styles. So they end up having a relationship, this like casual sexual relationship, but it's killing Derek emotionally, because even though they're engaging intimately, Styles has no emotion about it. Derek's just this guy. He's no longer, you know, Derek Hale, who I'm madly in love with. He's just, yeah, Derek. I've been sleeping with Derek. And he can't have that emotion. So it's just so good. Oh my God. It's so good. It's seriously one of my top 5 favorite fanfics of all time. Like, and under the umbrella of dark romance, I also love dark angst like that too. So, number 1 all-time favorite trope. Number 2 on this list of romance tropes that I absolutely adore, love triangles. I absolutely love love triangles. I know people fucking hate them, and I know why, and it's totally understandable. If you were to tell me I hate love triangles, I'd be like, yeah, I get it. Because they're always, well, not always, they have become so predictable. I love a good love triangle. I do. When it's done right, when it's done well, like a love triangle will have me on the edge of my seat. A love triangle will get me. Yeah, I love polyamorous relationships. And I love triangles. Again, like I said, when they're done right, they can be incredible. Even when it doesn't turn out that the protagonists choose who I thought they could be with or want them to be with, you know, when it's well done, it's well done. Number 3 on this list, forbidden romances. I think when I wrote that down, forbidden, for me myself, what I should have written was taboo instead of forbidden. Because forbidden makes me think Romeo and Juliet, and so yeah, forbidden / taboo relationships, you know what I mean, with the exception of like that Romeo and Juliet type crap. Love it, here for it, give it to me, all of it. So we'll combine the next 2, gender swap and subversion of tropes. Because when I think subversion of tropes, I think gender swap. But yeah, I love a good gender swap. Like, okay. Here's an example one. Give me Casablanca, but Ingrid Bergman, make her character male. Give me that shit. Gender swap something for me. That's what I mean. Like, give me a romance, a traditional romance, or a traditional romance trope, and you know, let's play with the genders a bit and see what happens. And like 95% of the time, I love what's happening here. Like, again, like if you gave me Casablanca and you made Ingrid Bergman's character a male and instead of a female, oh my god, would I watch the shit out of that all day, every day? Yes, ma'am, please. And subversion of tropes. Oh my god. Like, give me, oh my god, yes, okay. For instance, nerd jock trope. I actually really love it. And that's coming from a bitch who does not like good girl, bad boy. Hate good girl, bad boy, but I love jock nerd. Oh my god. However, let's make the nerd the aggressor. And let's make the nerd a female. Like, subversion of tropes. Let's turn all that. Or let's make the jock the girl. And she's the aggressor. Like, oh my god. Like, I just can't even tell you how I absolutely love those two things. Like, gender swap and subversion of tropes. Like, let's turn shit around. Let's be 2021 about some shit. Let's be 2021 about our romance tropes. And I feel like gender swap and subversion of tropes, easy. Like, if you're trying to modernize something, if you're trying to be inclusive, you're trying to, create some diversity in your romance, the easiest fucking thing you could do is gender swap and subversion of tropes. Like, oh my god. Like, I will eat that up. Like, take all my fucking money. Love those. Absolutely love those. There is a book, oh god, I wish I could remember the name of it. I don't want to waste any more of your guys' time trying to look for it, but it's a book that's in my Amazon wish list, and I'm going to read it soon. And it's about a female basketball player in high school and her cheerleader girlfriend. And gender swap, you got two things: gender swap, subversion of truth, and subversion of tropes. And one of the characters is a woman of color. Like, I love that. And I think in the book, the cheerleader is very aggressively trying to pursue the girl who's the captain of the basketball team. I cannot wait to read that. I was going to read it in June for Pride Month, but I think I chose to read Camp instead. But that is definitely in my wish list. It will 100% be read by me in the future, and I cannot wait. But like, it has it all. It has the gender swap, it has the subversion of tropes, and the one of the main characters is a woman of color. Like, sold. Next up, mutual pining and oblivious. Okay. I love two characters in love with each other and not knowing it. And the both of them are one of them being oblivious to this person being in love with them. I love that. I love some good old mutual pining and obliviousness. Like, because it leads into a lot of the time the next one on my list, which is love confessions. Oh, there is oh my god, I love a love confession. I love a good love confession. Oh, and it's the best, and it is the utter best when the two characters are like fighting and yelling and arguing, and then one of them just goes, "It's 'cause I love you," or "I love you," and then like the world stops, and you're just like, yes, they said it. Oh my god, they're in love. And then the other person confesses that they're in love, and then they kiss, and oh god, and it just comes together. I know it's cheesy, and I don't give a fuck. I know it is. I don't care. I love it. I adore it. It's my thing. It is my life's blood. It helps me sleep at night and keeps me awake during the day. It clears my skin and waters my crops. It's what all the mutual pining and obliviousness has built up to. And it doesn't have to always be that shouting I love you confession. It can always be just quiet and sweet, or earnest and just honest and straightforward. It's just like, I will take a love confession anyway. I'll take it written down in letters. I will take it face to face. I will take it, Written in the Sky by Skywriter. I just need these two characters to at some point confess how they feel to each other, and for it to be just incredibly romantic and sweet and just like it's a climax of all that sexual tension and pining and like all that build up. I love quiet stoic heroes, so when they're forced to break down emotionally, especially to the person that they love, just them unleashing that confession is just fucking everything. Everything.